then castle queenside, even with a pawn here. Carlsen still castles this side, f5, f6, so quick, look at this attack. Check out the setup in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I suggest you do in your games. Get 4 pawns in the center like this. Your knights are in the middle. 1, 2. Your bishops are in the middle on d3, e3, and you're ready to castle queenside. How does Magnus Carlsen beat the Sicilian? The Sicilian is a very popular opening. With the black pieces, we have Hansen and Aman Hambleton, 2 Canadian Grandmasters. Parts 2 and 4 will be the live recording of each bullet game, but parts 1 and 3 will be the opening theory to each game. I will make many suggestions so you can apply them in your own games, so you can improve your chess. Timestamps are below for you to skip to a section. First up, let's look at the theory to the Sicilian Khan. e4, c5, knight f3, e6, d4. Open Sicilian, take, a6. Bishop d3. This is what Carlsen played in this game, and I'm going to suggest you play it as well. The point of bishop d3, you defend your center pawn. You give yourself a chance in the future to play c4. So then, these 2 pawns control the d5 square. Also, you can castle on the next move. But in this bullet match, chessbrahs played queen b6. You attack the knight. The first thought might be to retreat the knight either to b3 or to f3. Knight b3 looks alright, and this is what I suggest you do if you're not really sure about getting your bishop out. When you retreat the knight, you stop the queen attacking this pawn. Later, you will get the bishop out to e3 to attack the queen. You can castle, and just like before, you can play c4. But after queen b6, there's another option, bishop e3. You deliberately sacrifice the pawn, gaining very fast development. You are attracting your opponent to take the pawn, but he really should not take it. In the game, we're going to look at black actually deliberately went queen c7. You just brought his queen back, and then you play c4. Let's quickly look at queen takes b2. You attack the rook, so knight d2. If we consider this position, this is very good for white. You've got 2 knights, 2 bishops, a pawn in the center. You're going to castle next. And you can always get your time back by attacking the queen. Moves like rook b1 are there. Maybe knight c4, also attacking the queen. So sacrificing this pawn is fine. Let's continue a bit, then we will go to the game. Queen back to b6, let's say you just retreat. Castle and queen c7. Black has spent a lot of time. Queen out, take the pawn, and then come back. Now I want to suggest this move because I looked at the database and it looks like white can actually sacrifice another pawn. He can play e5, gaining space in the center. If you take, this is just too much. Knight c4. You attack the queen. If the queen moves, now you might even play this brilliant move, knight takes e6, attacking the queen. After take, knight b6, and you actually win the rook in the corner. So this is a very, very cool variation. That's one option. The other option is if black is a bit safer. You don't need to take this. You can play knight c6. You can even play d6. Now d6 trying to break up. You don't want to take because you get black's bishop in the game. You want to play f4. And after take, you can take back. Now the rook is in the game. Knight can hop in. 1, 2. Queen can come in. 1, 2. So this is what I suggest you play in your games. Queen c7 played. Now we go c4. Play like this with white. You get 2 pawns in the center. This is called a bind. You control the d5 square, so black cannot play d5 easily to free his position. So d6, knight c3, knight f6, f4, 2 pawns in the center now. g4, very aggressive. Go for this. g5, knight d7, queen f3. Check out the setup in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what I suggest you do in your games. Get 4 pawns in the center like this. Your knights are in the middle. 1, 2. Your bishops are in the middle on d3, e3, and you're ready to castle queenside. Knight c6, take, castle. Knight c5, bishop back to c2. Bishop e7, f5, getting on with it. Now for the live recording. Carlsen versus chessbrahs, game 1. e4, c5, knight f3, e6, d4. We got Sicilian Khan, early queen b6, bishop e3, sacking a pawn. He doesn't go for it. Now we got the Naroditsky bind, f4 as well, g4. No nonsense, h4 maybe, queen f3 first, take, then castle queenside, even with a pawn here. Carlsen still castles this side. f5, f6, so quick. Look at this attack. King b1, just like that. Knight in. Of course, knight in. Knight d5, so thematic. If take, d6. e6, just like that. Crazy. You're so fast with your attack. f5, g5, with f6 coming. Two bishops, well placed. Knight d5 is a typical sacrifice in the Sicilian. b5 played. f6, take, take. Bishop f8. King b1, b4. Attacking the knight. Now knight d5, right in the middle. Now after take, you can take back with a pawn, which is what Carlsen did, but another option is to play this really cool move. Bishop takes, knight. If you take back, now you take with a pawn. White has so many options, it is worth being down a piece. When you move the bishop away, you can go rook e1 check. You can push the pawn with d6. The queen can come out to h5. And from here you can attack f7. Also, this bishop could come out to a4 with check. So very dangerous. So bishop b7, we can throw in a check. Queen h5. We got bishop also coming here with rook e8 coming in. So dangerous to play. C takes d5 played. Bishop d7. e5 crashing through. Castle e6 crashing through again. If you take, then you take this way. And if you take with a bishop, queen a8 check is just so dangerous. I think bishop c5 first, yeah. Because of this, then that is mate. Rook covers the entire file. You block and then you can take and then you'll pick up the queen. Very dangerous. f6, so quick. Look at this attack. King b1, just like that. Knight in. Of course, knight in. Knight d5, so thematic. If take, d6. e6, just like that. Crazy. If take, take, bishop. e7, wow. Absolutely crashing through in style. d6 and then queen a8. That was the arrow I tried to draw, but these guys were so fast. Bishop f5 check. If bishop d7, that was queen c6 check. Amazing move. So bishop d7 might be needed. Queen b6. d7 check. Queen c7. No queen trade. I don't think so. Maybe you keep the queens on. Well, maybe. But if you take, then rook e7 is possible. Queen h6. No queen trade. He takes that away. Take. Now the black king is not as safe. Rook e6. Now we get a rook ending. Rook g2. En passant. c4. He blundered maybe. Oh wow. Oh wow. Now very likely to be a draw. But you keep playing. He's up twice as much on the clock. b3, king b2, and the rest. This should have been a draw, but eventually it just led to a flag. Second game in the Sicilian. d4, c5, knight 3, e6, d4, take, take. Same opening, a6, bishop d3, queen b6, you attack the knight in the center, bishop e3 again. Carlsen and chessbrahs, they played so many games. So many bullet games on lichess. Bishop c5 this time. c3, you defend the knight. Knight c6 played. Now if you go pawn grabbing, it's just too risky. When you have this position with white, never fear black grabbing a pawn, because he's just going to waste so much time. Look at all the pieces you get out. Knight, knight, bishop, bishop. I suggest you do this in your game. Just sacrifice a pawn, so what? Look at all the time he's going to waste. If you take another pawn, then rook c1. Queen d3, rook c5. All your pieces are out. Black has a very active queen here, but you can chase it away later. Knight c6. You might take, but there's a really fancy move. Queen c1. And then after rook c3, the queen is trapped. If you go knight d4, then rook c8 check. You're just going to win on the back. Here, check. The king has to move to a dark square. And then you go queen c5 check. You're going to pick up the knight. Really fancy variation like this. So, in the game, c3, knight c6 played. And now knight d2. Same thing, you don't want to take it now because you can castle. queen c3, knight e2 even. You just mix it up, take, bishop c5, look at all the dark squares you control. Never ever fear black taking too much material. After d6, you don't need to move the bishop yet. Go knight f4, queen c3, take, castle. Let's say he just goes queen b6. The problem is you can attack the queen again, knight c4. And after queen c7, it's this idea where you can attack both at the same time. Crash through and start knight e6. Always look out for this kind of sacrifice in the Sicilian. And it makes sense that you have this opportunity because you've got all your pieces out. The knight attacks both the queen and the bishop. So if you take, then bishop c5, it's just so dangerous. You're going to put a piece on d6. Black won't be able to castle. In the game, knight d2, chessbrahs did not take it. They went d5. But now, after take, knight b3. That's why Carlsen went knight d2, knight b3. You support your piece in the middle. Bishop takes d4, knight d4. Queen back to c7, castle, knight f6. And after this, you get this perfect position with two bishops in the middle. This opening has gone really well for white. Now, for the live recording, Carlsen versus chessbrahs, game 2. e4, c5. We have Sicilian Khan. Bishop c5 this time. Right. c3, knight c6. Never seen this line before where maybe you sacrifice the pawn. You get your open center, but then you get this structure now, and it's just isolated pawn, very difficult to play. Take, oh, perfect position for Carlsen. Couple of bishops right in the middle. This is a horrible position. Level on time, 47 seconds each. Rook e3, maybe a rook lift. Rook here or here or here. Rook e1 with f3. Tuck the bishop back to c2. Rook e3, rook e3, rook e8, offering a trade. Ah, that's a good move. But then queen h4, even better move. But because the queen and the bishop attack. So now he plays that. Now if knight d4, the queen can take on d4. Queen h5? No, he's not going to take. Not going to take on d4, right. Now you get this position where it's so difficult to play. 36 seconds against 30. h5. Getting the squares around the king. Now the queen can come in. a4. Bishop back to c2, maybe here and here. Okay, rook d3, pinning. Queen d5, threatening mate. f3. And then rook d4 is there. Getting a pawn, but then queen h5. Queen e5 coming in. Throws in a check, bishop e4 to stop that. Now bishops can get traded. Bishop g6. So then black always has a back rank problem. f5 played. Queen d6 offering a trade, king h2. There's no perpetual because of that. a3, check, and he back rank mates him. Bishop back to c2. Looks like this is going to be the home for the bishop. d4, rook d3. First you pin. Now why did black play this? Because queen d5 now threatening checkmate, but you can block it with f3. With this move, white is going to pick up on d4. He went rook a8, rook d4, queen e5. He can still take. Queen e5, queen b4, check. King there, bishop e4 first. Could play bishop g6, but offering a trade. King h8, and now he plays bishop g6. Remember, this is a bullet game. Both players are going to make lots of mistakes. f5, queen d6, offering a queen trade. If you take, black can hardly move. There's always going to be a mate on the back. Queen d6, queen e1 check, king h2. There is no queen h4 because rook guards this square. If there was, then it would have been perpetual check. a3, trying to break up the structure. Queen d8 check, and in this position, black resigned. Because after take, you take and it is mate. Except it isn't, you can go bishop e8. That's the funny thing. Chessbrah actually resigned when black actually has a winning attempt. You can actually block with a bishop. You can't take with a rook. Because queen takes, take, and then you've got this. All of a sudden, and if you take this way, give your king some room. Push this pawn forward, then the king can escape. And then black is actually winning. That's the really funny thing. Amazingly, black resigned, but black is winning. That's why in this position, white can play something else. Maybe you take the pawn first. Then you still got this threat. Here is YouTube's suggestion. Here is my suggestion. How to Checkmate Carlsen in 30 Seconds by Daniel Naroditsky. If you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like and subscribe to the channel at the same time? If you press the bell, that means YouTube will let you know when I release a new video. Have a nice week, and I'll see you later.